In April, the Biden administration charged 4 U.S. citizens from a Pan-Africanist group with conspiring with the Russian government to sow discord in U.S. elections. Omali Yeshitela, chair of the African People's Socialist Party, faces charges of conspiracy to defraud the United States, along with Penny Hess, Jesse Neville, and Augustus Romain Jr. 3 Russians were also named in an indictment unsealed by the Justice Department. This follows a violent FBI raid on the activists' properties in Missouri and Florida last summer. African People's Socialist Party has been a longtime advocate for reparations for slavery, a vocal critic of U.S. foreign policy. Omali Yeshitela joins us now, chairman of the African People's Socialist Party, located in St. Louis, Missouri. Omali, thanks for joining us again. We spoke to you after the FBI raid on your house in St. Louis. If you can now talk about the indictment, your response to what the government is alleging.
This is ridiculous. You know it's ridiculous. I know it's ridiculous.
Omali Yeshitela leads the African People's Socialist Party, a group better known locally as the Uhuru Movement. Yeshitela says the group is focused on battling oppression in St. Petersburg and around the world. But last year, federal prosecutors claimed the Uhuru Movement was being manipulated by Russian agents. In July, FBI agents searched 7 properties owned by the group for evidence.
I'm saying, what is going on? What is this about? They said there's a Russian national who's been indicted by this government.
That Russian national is Alexander Ionov, president of the Anti-Globalization Movement of Russia, an organization federal investigators call a front for Russian intelligence. They say Ionov's goal is to use groups like the Uhuru Movement to destabilize American democracy. The federal indictment claims the Russians gave money to the Uhuru Movement and used the group's radio and digital news network to spread Russian propaganda and influence local elections. But today, Yeshitela defended his connection with Ionov.
I know him because I attended a conference that was called by this anti-globalization movement there. I ain't never worked for a Russian. Never, 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 never.
Today, members of the group said that the allegations in the raids are unjust and have hurt the Uhuru Movement financially. They point to Pinellas County officials taking back previously approved funding for the movement's radio station and a bank closing their accounts. Yeshitela claims the Uhuru Movement is being targeted because of their beliefs.
So all of that stuff is happening. We've been sanctioned.
Hello guys. Connor Manhandling here, in the belly of the beast. We are following a story that exposes the paranoia of the empire. These idiots in the seats of power are losing their marbles, big time. They keep banging on about American democracy, like it's a real thing. What a complete joke. The whole world knows American elections are all about big money and corporate donors. So why on earth would any outside country want to influence such a messed up system? A system of who raises the most money wins? And the empire's policies stay the same. Come on. Give us a break, will you all?
Uhuru. My name is Akile Anai, and I'm the Director of Agitation and Propaganda for the African People's Socialist Party. I want to appreciate the media for uniting to be a part of this press conference that we're having right now at the St. Petersburg Police Department headquarters, where they just finalized their press conference which we were not allowed to be a part of. I guess public presence was not allowed to participate in this press conference. Neither were questions from the media. But we're here because we want to explain what this is about, what the FBI, what the police have stated as the basis for, this so-called investigation. We want to clarify several things. One, that what happened this morning when my car and my personal property was seized from my possession, one, they attacked Chairman Omali Yeshitela and Deputy Chair Onizane Yeshitela in St. Louis, Missouri, where our current headquarters is for the African People's Socialist Party, the Uhuru Movement, when they broke into their homes and they handcuffed our leadership when they went into the Uhuru House here in St. Petersburg, Florida, without issuing a search warrant, when they broke down the doors. So we want to say that they are characterizing this as some kind of investigation into our affiliation with, Russian foreign governments and things like that. But one, I think that this exposes the crisis that the U.S. imperialism is in. Because the U.S. and other world colonial powers have been collaborating against Russia for early into the early 1900s. And this is a consequence right now in 2022 that we see the same attack against Russia. And right now, this war with Ukraine, this defensive war in Ukraine that Russia is actually waging against world colonial powers, not Ukraine as a single entity, but the U.S. and all colonial powers who have an interest in colonially dominating African people right here in this country and around the world and extracting resources from the majority of peoples on the planet. That system, this current system, is in severe crisis and they cannot rule in the same old way. So that's what we understand, one, about the U.S. government. And the ruling class itself states that imperialism is on the decline. U.S. power is not cyclical, but it is permanent. So that's number one. Number two, the African People's Socialist Party is an organization that has been here for 50 years. It is an international organization that not organizes just here in St. Petersburg, Florida, but right there in St. Louis, Missouri, in Oakland, California, in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and all throughout the U.S., in Africa, in Europe. And the history of the African People's Socialist Party is to unite with any forces that unite with the anti-colonial struggle. And we feel that is a just struggle. We feel that every colonized African who was gunned down in the city of St. Peter, anywhere else in this country, like George Floyd or like Mike Brown, we feel that our response is to fight against that relationship. Our responsibility is to fight against our oppression and our domination. And that means organizing a revolutionary capacity to make that possible. And that means that we unite with any force because we understand that colonialism is a global system and that it has interests everywhere throughout the world. Everywhere that they are talking about we have a relationship with, the U.S. is there right now plundering people's resources. But they are not under investigation. Just a few weeks ago, the Uhuru House was attacked in broad daylight, where an arsonist came to the Uhuru House and burned down and attempted to burn our red, black, and green flag that waves at our offices down. There was no FBI investigation into that person who tried to burn down our flag. There was no response from the FBI and the St. Pete Police Department to respond to this attack that came against our Uhuru House. And we also understand that that's not a coincidence, that the only revolutionary organization that's done something here on the ground practically for African people is the one that's come under attack. The institution that offers a community radio station, a newspaper, a commercial kitchen, an Aquaba Hall rental space, and community office for our organizers, that was the building that has come under attack. And in St. Louis, where we have incredible economic projects that have transformed the conditions of our community, not the U.S. government, no politician ever did that for our community, but it was us, the Uhuru movement, that made that possible. And today, this process is disrupting a meeting that we're supposed to have around initiating a project, the African Women Doula Project, that can make it possible for African women to deliver babies safely in our community. This process is interrupting that as I speak. And what this is a propaganda campaign against Russia. In that press conference where I have my ear pressed to the door, they are talking about interference in local elections and social media. No, I'll tell you, it's Mark Zuckerberg that interferes with the ability for people to communicate with one another and express their genuine interests. That's who was at the security conference for the U.S. government. It's Mark Zuckerberg who's responsible for that. And the U.S. is attempting to explain its own contradictions with Russia because it cannot rule in the same old way. It does not have the unity of its entire population. That's what Trump represented. And they say it was Russia intervention in the elections. They say it's an undemocratic process. What does the U.S. know about genuine democracy when it takes the ability for African people to feed, clothe, and house ourselves on a daily basis? You want to talk about destabilization? Talk to Nicaragua, talk to Venezuela, talk to Cuba, talk to Russia, and ask about undemocratic processes. That's what we're engaged in right now. And they are attempting to attack this organization. They are attempting to isolate the Black Power movement. That's what they are attempting to do. And we can have relationships with whoever we want, whoever we see fit possible to make this revolution possible. We will have a relationship with them.
Well, that young lady said it all. We will be following this case closely. This is another sign of the fascist mindset our leaders hold. Just like Mussolini or Hitler, the ruling elites cannot stand anyone questioning or opposing their neoliberal view of the world. When upstanding citizens raise their concerns, the first thing the fascists want to do is throw them in jail. And the only reason they throw them in jail is to silence the criticism from the people. If you try to put a case to them based on facts, they become emotional and start calling you names. They will try to demonize you and say you're a Putin puppet or some other nonsense. They will do anything to avoid facing the facts. And this is what they call democracy. This was Conor McOmahon-Handelig, reporting from the belly of the beast for the Empire Report.